welcome to this stream today. I want to teach you something really simple today. That is for you to be able to deploy your full stack Web3 project to the web successfully. This whole deployment thing has two parts. So you have to be able to deploy the back end and also to deploy the front end. So I haven't actually shown you that in details. So we've been doing all the whole thing on our development machine. So I feel like it's time for you to actually see hands deck how you can actually upload or deploy your smart contract and your front end app, that is the React aspect of it, to a live server, and then have those things interacting with each other. So if you're actually set for that, I want you to smash that like and subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and then let's get into the tutorial. All right, so right now this is the app we just finished building last. This is NFT some people have minted. Yeah, there's a dude here that just minted rubbish. Yeah, funny enough, he should have just put some description and a good title, and he completely doesn't want to do that. This is why I don't often like people putting trash on my build. It makes it look ugly. Anyway, so if you're one of those people violating this, please don't. Put good content there and just actually make it likable by other people. So okay, with that said, so you see that this particular app is on a live server. I want to show you how to do this thing in details. Okay, for you to be able to do this successfully, we need to do some things like you can use Infuria, or you can use Infuria, or you can use Alchemy. So any one of these will actually resolve the problem for you. Make sure that it's loading successfully. So I'm going to use Infuria for this example. Sign in with my details. Okay. All right, so I'm logged in. Yeah, every single time we keep on setting terms and conditions. So this is an app. This app is no longer active because I created it on the Rinkibi testnet. So let me just delete this particular app. Where are you? Delete, setting, delete project. Yeah, I delete this. I'm only giving a couple of projects to be able to do. So let's create a new key. Let's call this is a Web3 API. So let's call this. There's also IPFS and Ficon, but we're choosing Web3 project, and let's call this timeless NFT. Okay, and let's save that. So it's been created. Once it is created, you have your API key. So this is just for dummy project. So this is your API key here. You can actually use Polygon, Mainnet, and Mumbai, and you can choose the regular Ethereum, the Ethereum Mainnet. Two testnet that are available here is Goli and the Polia. So we're going to use Goli. All right, so you just copy this address here. Fantastic. And when you copy this address, you create a .env file. It's not .env.example. I'm just only using this because I don't want to reveal my private keys to you publicly. So you just create a file called new.env, and then you just click what enter. I've already created this, so I'm not going to do this again, but this is the file. This is an example of how it looks like. So this is the endpoint URL. So I'm just going to replace this with the one I just copied right now from Infuria. So I place this here, and then my deployer key, basically that is my private key, which you can get from MetaMask here. All you just need is to come to account details, and then say export private key, and then you have to enter your password here. and then when you enter your password, you click confirm. They're going to show you your private key. Then you copy that private key, and once you copy it, you come to this particular place and replace it here. Okay, so that is how you replace. And then this is your what's it called, this is your secret key. Okay, when you created your MetaMask account, you were given a secret phrase. Okay, so that secret phrase, that is what you need to use it and place it here. Remember, you can't make these things public. All right, I don't even use this particular account that I'm using right now for all these demos and tutorials for my retain. I don't use that because I feel like it's very much compromised, and I don't want to use it for that kind of real life monetary activity. So you must be very cautious not to use your real secret key or private key, expose it publicly. Be very careful with that. So this is what you need to do. You supply that secret phrase here, you supply your private key here for that particular network, of course, and then you supply your API endpoint, which we got from Infuria. Supply it there. Once you get all these things supplied, all you just need to do is to now open your command line terminal. I've already set up all these things. This is Truffle. We've already set up everything to follow due process. So I'm just going to say clear this. I'm just going to say Truffle deploy. Okay, so if you don't understand how we set up all these things, watch this tutorial. Watch the tutorial about that I just recently launched. I'm going to drop the link, put the link in the description right there. It's actually to build an NFT marketplace. So I explain how to use Truffle and set up a Truffle project. So we are just basically using the same project for deploying this. All I just did was to add a Goalie network deployment key here, which the development server was the one we used for the tutorial, but this is what the key that we're going to be using for deploying to a test network, this Goalie test network. Basically, you just apply this provider thing here, which is coming from this place, this hard wallet. And if you check check on this Truffle hard hat, yes, this is the plugin that we're actually taking, this Truffle hard HD wallet provider. So it got to be part of your project. So with that, all you just need to do is to make sure that it's well configured this way by supplying your secret key and your endpoint. Okay, once you do that, I think the private key, the deployer key also works just fine if you supply it in place of secret key here. It works also, so you should check that out. And then network ID. Okay, so the network ID for Goalie is 5. Okay, it's different for every every test network. So okay, so for Goalie is actually 5, and then you set up all these things. Confirmation is 2, time block, all those. All right, so once you have that supplied, all you just need to do is to come to the console and say Truffle migrate. All right, and then you say -- network. The network you want to migrate to is what? Goalie network. All right, and click enter. And then your smart contract will be compiled. And once it is done compiling, it's going to okay, you just check that because I've already deployed this to a certain network. So it's saying that everything is up to date. There is nothing to compile. So let's do migrate Truffle deploy -- reset, and then we say -- network a Goalie. Let's do that again. Okay, it's deploying now. So the network is replacing all that configuration that we have there. Oh, hold on. So hope I haven't ruined my stuff here. Let me refresh. Okay, everything seems great. I just need to quickly I almost made a mistake right here. This is not the file where this is being read. So I want to actually do a little change. Okay, I'm going to update my .m file. Of course, I'm going to go off the camera right now, update this endpoint. I'm going to update it in the .m file. Okay, this is just a .m example. This is an example of it. I want to update it in my .m file so that I'll be deploying to this particular RPC and not the previous one, so that it will not come here and rewrite this whole thing that I've already set up here. Okay, so I don't want these things, cleaned up. I want it to stay like this. So, but I just want to upload it to a different RPC link. Okay, so you're going to come here. I'm going to close my list just for a moment. All right, so let me clear this and let me pause. I'm going to come back in a moment once I just update it. Okay, I just updated it here and you can see the file here, but I'm not going to open it so that you won't see my keys. So, but this is the file. I just updated this endpoint here to reflect the same one here. So now we can just type in this Truffle deploy. Okay, let's just say Truffle deploy. You can say deploy or migrate by any one of them. Migrate to which network? The network we're migrating is called Goalie. And click enter. So it's going to what? Compile. If there is something new to be compiled about, it's going to compile it and then deploy it to this network. So everything is up to date. For some reason it's not following the instructions, so I'm going to use this different instruction that I use here. This Truffle deploy -- reset -- network Goalie. So in case there is any confliction, it's just going to override it and actually deploy successful. So compilation is taking place now. You see the first migration file is being put into the network. Say replacing migration. Yes, this is how it works with Truffle. Okay, on a later time I'm going to show you how you can actually do the same thing with etherscan. Okay, this is how Truffle works. I'm going to show you with hard way. This is Truffle's way of deploying a smart contract to a network. So I'm going to show you on subsequent video how you can actually deploy a smart contract using hard hat to a network. Hope you're getting some value here, and if you're doing so, please smash that like and subscribe button and actually hit that notification bell, because we'll be putting stuff like this, amazing stuff like that are coming. So the first smart contract is actually deployed because these are the migration files that are being deployed here. So this one is the initial migration that has just been deployed. So it's about to deploy this second one here. So you see that is confirming this first smart contract, that this first migration instruction is being confirmed right now, and we actually put it for 2. According to this Truffle instruction, confirmation is 2, so it's actually saving the migration to the chain right now. Once it's done, it's going to go ahead and actually deploy the second perform the second deployment. See that right now it's performing the second deployment now. So and the second deployment basically is just shipping the timeless NFT to the network now. So once it is done, we can move on. Okay. Okay. The blockchain is normally slow, so it could take some time. So it's deployed, and now it's just waiting for confirmation. So the first block is confirmed. The second block will soon be confirmed as well. Okay, it has confirmed, and now it's saving it to the chain. Okay, fingers crossed, getting ready. Okay, deployment is done, and you can see the total deployment is two deployment. Basically, final cost is this is what it costs to deploy this smart contract to the Goalie test network. This is what it cost me. All right. So the next thing I want to do, let me show you this particular smart contract on the web. So if we come here, go to Goalie right now, goalie.etherscan.io. When we go there, all we just need to do is to paste your all right. So this is where I'm going to paste that transaction hash. This is the hash of that particular transaction that we just carried out. What I mean by that is you come to here. So this is the timeless NFT. This is the transaction hash. This is what I use in identifying a particular transaction. Also, I could also use the contract address to find it as well. So I'm going to do the both, search for it. This transaction hash which identified a specific transaction that took place on the network. You can see that this is what a particular transaction that took place, and the name of the transaction is called this is just contract creation. So it created a contract. Basically, that is just it, and this is the address of the contract. So I could just click here and it will take me to what that smart contract. You see, this is the transaction that has taken place on this particular smart contract right here. So this has been deployed on the Goalie test network. What about the React front end? The next thing that we need to deploy now is the React front end, and all you just need is a hosting platform. But for this tutorial, I'm going to use Firebase hosting platform to actually put it. So these are where I put most of my my apps. So I'm going to create a new one, call it demo. All right. So this is a demo app. So I kind of have reached the maximum of project that I could create right here. So let me just use this particular one here. And okay, so I'm going to add an app. We call it web app. I'll call it let's call it NFT marketplace, and then also set up Firebase for hosting. We can create a new site. Let's call this NFT-market. Okay, NFT marketplace dash YouTube IT. Okay, so this is I register this app right here, and once it is registered, this is how you actually do this thing with Firebase. So you can install Firebase if you're using a Firebase project, but this is not like a Firebase project. I'm just hosting an app on Firebase. That's just what I'm doing. I'm not like using their services such as Firestore or their function or their authentication. I'm not using any one of those things, so I don't have need for this. I just want to put my app there on their server. That's just what I'm doing. So I click next here. This is very important because without this, you need to copy this and install it. Install these Firebase tools globally on your machine. All you just need to do is to come here and actually paste it like this. Okay, npm install -g Firebase tools. When you click this, it's going to install Firebase tools on your local machine. But I've already done this, so I don't have to do this again. So for you have to install it, and once it is installed globally, then you can start working with this project. So you click next now, and then once you've actually hosted it, let me come here because let me just Firebase. Okay, once I click this confirms that I have Firebase tools installed on my computer right here. So you can see all these options that are available for me. So I'm going to just do a quick thing. I'm going to say Firebase log out, and it's going to log me out because now I'm logged out successfully. So let me log in. Let me just follow this process with you here so that you can see what I'm trying to achieve here. So once you've set up this thing here on the web, all you need to do now is just say continue to console. All right, so we have that NFT marketplace added here. So you come here and say Firebase login. If you are not logged in, you can't actually initialize the project, so you have to log in first, and you only need to do this once. All right, so it says allow Firebase to collect CLI and emulate reporting. Say no. All right, so it's opening on the web and wants me to sign in, so I'm going to sign in with my account here. So I'm signing in with this account here, and yeah, permissions I grant, allow, and so it's logged in. And if you come here and check, you will see that I'm successfully logged in as this particular ID. So now I want to make this project a Firebase project. To do that, I come here and say Firebase init, and once I click init, it's going to initialize this and generate some files like this right here, but I'm not done. So you select the kind of service that you want. Use your arrow down key to move. I'm actually looking toward hosting on Firebase. Okay, so I'm going to select hosting, configure files for Firebase hosting, and optionally set GitHub. So I'm just going to use that. To select this particular service, you use your space bar, and once I click that, you see it's selected. Then you hit enter. This is the only thing I want. I want to use an existing project, so I'm going to click use existing project, and I'm going to look for let's say NFT marketplace. Do we have that here? Okay, we're gonna host it in this one called Tina clone. It's supposed to be Tinder clone. Web view is the name of the project. Like, we can see that this is what web view, this is the name of the project here. So and if you come to hosting, all right, and you see that, okay, so this is what the hosting URL, Tina. All right, this one doesn't have anything yet, so let's look if we can actually find it here. The one that starts with N. Do we have anyone like that? Okay. Nope, I don't think so. It's not listed here. So since it's not listed, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this Tina clone web view, and I'm going to click enter. All right, and it's going to now ask me what do you want to use at the public directory. Listen here, there's a difference here. So if you're using Webpack, you have to specify build, but if you're using Vite as your bundler, then you need to specify dist. This is the difference between a Vite based React project and a Webpack based React project. So I'm going to use build because that is the file, that is the directory that is generated for you whenever you are working with a Webpack based project. So you click enter here and configure as a single page application. Yes, you want to do that. Yes, and you want to say set up automatic build and deploy with GitHub. No, you click enter, and the configuration is all set up. So now the only thing you need to do is actually build your file. So you can do yarn build. All right, when I do that, it's going to go about building this application, optimizing it for me to use it, on a real production server. So it won't waste time because this is a very fast computer. So it's going to be done in just a moment. So once it is built, you will see that folder here. You see this folder has been built for us, and these are the files that we want to actually deploy to Firebase right here. So with this done, all we just need to do now is clear this and say Firebase deploy. Boom. And once you click this deploy, it goes about, is hosting it on this particular URL and is deploying the files there one after the other. 12 is reading, finalizing, releasing new version. Now it's done. So look at this URL that is generated for us. We need to copy this URL and come to the browser. Let me paste it here, click enter, and then you paste it. See, now this is the project here live on the internet. Yeah, this is our NFT project right here. So for you to actually utilize this project, you need to connect your wallet. Okay, I'm going to connect this one here, or let me just connect this second one. Okay, I'm just going to connect it here and say connect. So it is connected right here, and you can see my account here is here. All right, so let's create an NFT. So I'm going to select from my NFT collections. Let's look at this. Output. Let's choose this particular image and say strange flower, and let's give it 2.6 ethers. Say Lorem. Let me just look for a grade like this right here. Okay, let me just take this right up, come here, populate it, and then click mint. It's going to prompt my MetaMask wallet. So first of all, it deployed the image on IPFS, and now it's prompting me to enter my MetaMask details. So I will click confirm, and now this transaction is being confirmed on the web, on the Goalie test network. Now once it is confirmed and is validated, it's going to refresh and it's going to list that NFT there. Okay, so let's wait for it to finish processing. Okay, minting is done. So now you can see that it's listing this particular strange flower. Normally, sometimes it takes a while for this image to actually display because of its IPFS, and it takes a while for the image that you just published on IPFS. It takes a while for it to be circulated through the peer-to-peer computers and nodes that are out there hosting this thing for free for us on the internet. So that's why it's taking a while. So even though I refresh, it may not just quickly load up. So but this is how you actually deploy your NFT project, your Web3 application. This is how you deploy it on the internet, and you can use it to do whatever you want. So it's this simple. I'm just showing you just one example how you can use it with Firebase. Okay, I would like to also try it out with GitHub pages. Deploy it to a test network, and then deploy it to GitHub pages. Let's say something like would you be interested to see me deploy this smart contract to, let's say, a Polygon test network like Mumbai, and then actually host it like on GitHub page. If you really want something like that, you can put it on the comment section. I'd like to hear your thoughts over it. So that is it for this particular tutorial. I hope you're blessed with this. I hope you like it, and if you do, smash that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell, because more tutorials are being dropped on this channel weekly, so you better get ready for it. All right, till next time, all the best.